Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and every time I see Atlas at level 3, it's just a problem. It's just an issue that I know that I should take steps to mitigate, but I also don't want to make it seem like my entire build progression is just built towards don't deal with Atlas. Player's choice again, so I think this time we do... I kind of want to do the piano tracks. As far as what I want to do the build around today, not gonna lie, I didn't have a particularly good idea, but it doesn't mean I didn't have an idea. So I think what we do today is we're going to play around with Dragonfall a bit. And the best way to do that is to give yourself a nice little dragon buddy to start off with. But I think I kind of want to keep everything else the same. Now, I'm going to double check over everything, but hey, why would I want to keep everything else the same? Well, mostly because... Actually, I don't want to keep everything else the same. We're going to switch over to Frost Feint. But the idea being that I want to maintain control of what's going on, and the best way to do that is by having some stuff that can either distract enemy attention or freeze them. Or at least something close there too. Basically, I'm trying to set up an interesting power build. And I think this is going to have to be, about the best I can get. Now, as far as this time around, I know what you're thinking. Hey, are you gonna at least try to avoid the possibility of level 3 Atlas? I mean, honestly, with this build, what I want to avoid more than anything is Freya. With this build, there's so much water and ice going on that I kind of want to just make that a non-issue. So we're gonna start with Freya. Because her and her mooks are the only ones that can't be frozen. Well, to be fair, none of the bosses can actually be frozen, but you get the idea. But this build should have an easier time dealing with Atlas, because the attacks that I have aren't going to get stopped by his Earth Knights just being mere shield-using dickheads. But we don't even have to worry about that this time. This time what we have to worry about is being overwhelmed by speedy homing attacks. Alright, so I would say this is already going pretty well. I don't think I want any of that, honestly. So I hope you and yours are having a wonderful day. The birds are, of course, always happy to share their 2 cents. Don't worry if they say something offensive. They don't know English all that well. which would be more of a threat if I had just recently shown them The Exorcist. Okay, you guys can stop now. I do not want that. So even though the signature spell itself isn't very greatly affected by damage ups, I can tell you that... Okay, well, we're gonna want this for sure. There's a lot of stuff here we're gonna want. Let's wait and see what exactly it is we're gonna be spending our money on until we talk to Iris. Because there is a small possibility that she has something I want. I would say there's a good possibility, but you know how Iris has been treating me lately. Presents! Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say no to this stuff. Hunter's Stiletto. Everything else is okay. And I guess for what it's worth, I don't really need to think about my build anymore. Okay, we're gonna take that. All right, cool. We'll grab that. I mean, that present pretty much set up the rest of the run, honestly. At this point, it's just a matter of finding something strong and earth-based that I can use. I'm not entirely worried about... Freya. Alright, so let's go for that. Yeah, that looks good to me. Well, honestly, these two I can probably just, whatever. And with my build, I'm not worried about Zeal either. It's just the twins and their followers that I'm worried about. Okay, we're gonna grab this, and I think Knockout Boulder is a pretty decent choice for dealing with the twins. It's also particularly nice that I don't really need it right away. Hold on, use the portal, be smart. Knock it out. Thank you. Oh, we're definitely going to want that. So, since the course of the run is basically chosen at this point, I think this seems like a good time to potentially focus on sharing some ideas. And I know one of the ideas that I shared last time is that I've been considering showing off some new games. And I don't know how you all feel about that, but I'm generally always pretty down to share some new stuff. But it's not just roguelike games, there's also been some really interesting Metroidvania games that have come out lately. Ones that, although I don't necessarily have all of them ready to show off, they are games that I've been sitting on. There are games that are sitting on my wish list just waiting for me to make a purchase. So by all means, if you guys are interested in seeing some more search action gameplay, let me know, because obviously Hollow Knight isn't the only Metroidvania game I play. And even on top of the idea that I was playing Metroid Dread for a while, and admittedly, that's a game that I will go back to in my own time. Maybe not necessarily for the channel anymore. Oh, pardon me. I think the reason for that is kind of straightforward. It's one of those things where I was playing it for the channel, but between there being multiple streamers and YouTubers who are more focused on that, it just kind of fell to the wayside. So hopefully you all understand and aren't too upset that I didn't, finish up with that. But I also know that there's the game's particularly hard mode, which I'm interested in trying out. I had gotten pretty good at the game. Not to mention boss rush shenanigans. Hey, beautiful. Yes, sir. You know, Cecil, I may not agree with what you're saying, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. Owie. Yeah, ignition drive that. To the bank. Make a deposit. What the hell am I talking about? So this probably seems pretty obvious at this point, but this build is mostly focused around just flooding the screen with water dragons and just getting that nice snaky water damage going on. And so far, it's working out pretty well. We just ignore those embarrassing voice cracks. Oh, hey. Admittedly, this is kind of fun. Because the water dragons may not be strong, but by golly are they consistent and persistent. There's really no reason not to do this. Let's wait and see what sorts of relics we can buy first. I've said this before, but it just kind of felt like this. It feels like this year's been a very strong and weak year for games. Either that or people's standards are just getting higher, which I would say there is no bad part about that. But I can only hope that things continue to stay strong as we go later into the year, because a lot of the big releases, at least the ones that I know about, have already released, so I'm just hoping that the year hasn't already blown its load. But I know that we've got Super Mario RPG Remake and Super Mario Bros. Wonder coming out later. I've been hearing rumors, not necessarily information, but rumors that Metroid Prime 2 Remastered is just about ready to drop, and I'd be all for that. I still haven't picked up the first Metroid Prime Remastered, and I know that's really good. No, there's nothing here I need. I think I'm gonna wait, because I want to see if there's a chance I can get the Magician's outfit. But what I think is interesting is that there's also rumors going around that there's, more Zelda and Metroid stuff about to come to light. And that's kind of making me go, wait, really? This late into the year, and after major drops just came out this year for both of those franchises, and they're talking about more stuff? Like, that's got me simultaneously a little excited and a little worried, like we shouldn't be expecting multiple Zelda and Metroid titles every year. This makes me think, is Nintendo just going nuts because they're getting ready, because they want the Switch to go out on a high note? So, and if so, is the idea being that there might be, an announcement on their next console? Is that what they're playing up? Like, not gonna lie, I would be pretty happy with news about that, but haven't heard anything yet. Like, admittedly, all of this is just speculation on my behalf. I don't have full-on information, and with Twitter being on fire and how tight-lipped Nintendo is normally about these things. It's just kind of hard to get accurate information. I should have thrown that the other direction. Owie. Yeah, we won't be grabbing that. Alright, now we can start chucking big ol' stones of Gurrank at people now. If you haven't used that incantation before, it's actually kind of funny. If you haven't played Elden Ring before, then you probably haven't lived. Okay, screw off. Okay, that was just a pure mess. Alright, so part of what we're seeing going on here is that a lot of the elemental enemies have attacks that strike quickly, and just about all of them tend to lay the shock status effect, so it makes movement and dodging difficult. So right now the idea is to try to keep as safe as possible when dealing with these guys. just drop that. I don't even care. I think that's the best. That's our best bet. Then oh, I forgot to grab a cursed relic from the other floor. Whoops, I was going to grab the Tipsy Gladius. Give myself a little bit more of a defensive edge. Well, whoopsie daisy. My bad on that. Whoops. That's what happens when I get caught up in just talking about shit rather than paying attention to what I'm doing. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, I was gonna see if I could get the magician's outfit, and I didn't. And then I just didn't even bother. Okay, well, my bad on that. But we also have an adorable mimic. And that typically trumps just about every other pickup that you can grab. So, we're gonna quick see if I can get any other freebies before we grab that. Yeah, I don't need to worry about that. Oh, not yet. Well, there is a freebie, but I don't necessarily want to take it. Plus, it won't work with the adorable mimic. Alright, so let's drop everything over here that we want to keep. We want to keep that, we want to keep that, that can go. Keeping that, we're keeping that, we're keeping that, keep, that can go. Now let's hop back here so we can grab this. That can go, that can go, that can go, that can go. I probably should keep the analytical monocle, actually. But everything else can go. Alright, we're all loaded up now. And boy, do we have a pretty run to work with. Oh, Cecil, relax. Hey, Mercury Sandals. I don't know if those will be particularly useful, but... I mean, all that damage and it's just added up to 5. Yeah, there's also the problem of lightning attacks tend to have kind of big area of effect. So... not only are their attacks hard to dodge, but they're kind of wide-ranging as well. Well, that was dumb. Why did I attack into that? I'm not seeing anything here I want. Good dragons. I like it, but I'm happy with what I have. Maybe I'll do a different run focused on things like Thundering Chain. Those kind of like straight line wave spells. Like the ones that used to actually be called wave spells until they just decided, yeah, you know what, we're just not going to call them that anymore. Now, if only I could have Frost Fan twice. That would be ridiculous. Not to mention, kind of overpowered. Just having multiple like waves of essentially the freeze status effect. That'd be a little ridiculous. There, now I don't have to go buy. Now I don't have to go buy a potion. You know, I complain about the lightning enemies being fast and having strong area of effect spells, but there's nothing worse than dealing with Atlas's moves. Try to act surprised. Still the easiest boss in the game. There we go. Let's switch that up again. Come on, guys. You can do it. Alright, well, this is actually kind of a lot of fun. Just constantly throwing out... Yeah, just constantly throwing out these dragons. It's actually a really interesting run, and could actually make for a very interesting signature spam build as well. That's right, buddy. Oh, I aimed the wrong way. Sweet. Well, that was a much easier run than yesterday. Jeez, I should avoid Atlas more often. All right, so that was the run. Kind of enjoyed just flooding the battlefield with water dragons. You'd say this is a Leviathan-fantastic run. I'll see myself out. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate your constant support and you sharing your free time with me. It all really does mean so much to me. Also, on top of the whole roguelite thing, let me know if you guys want to check out some of these new Metroidvania games that I'm interested in. I think you'll get a kick out of it. I know I will. I, of course, am going to hope that you're having a fantastic day or night wherever you guys may happen to be, and I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and take care, everybody.